Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Lauren. I do videos about home decor, decorating, decluttering, cleaning. Today's video is all about deep cleaning and decluttering my home. I want to do this to pretty much every room in my house, but today we're gonna be tackling my room, the kitchen, and the pantry. I mean super deep cleaning, like pulling rugs up, switching out curtains, all of that fun stuff. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's just get on into it. Hi guys, okay, so we have a good one today and we are going to be starting out in the bedroom. And as you can see, my bedroom is fairly clean. I obviously didn't make the bed today, but today we're doing some deep cleaning, like the stuff you don't see every day, the things you put off. I try to do this every few months or so, so I'm going to be like lifting up the bed, rotating the rug. It's going to be a super satisfying video. Now, the first thing I want to start with is actually switching out my curtains. And I do think these curtains are beautiful. I've had them up for a couple years now and they're good curtains. However, I don't love the color anymore. When I first moved into this house, I was very like white on white on white, white, bright, light, everything. And now I'm starting to realize this whole room is so stark. The curtains are the same color as the wall, is the same color as the headboard and the dresser. And I just never even noticed these curtains, so I'm hoping to warm them up with a little bit of a darker curtain. I want it to feel a little bit cozier and more moody and more relaxing in here. So I'm going to be taking down the old curtains first, and I'm not going to get rid of them. I think I'm going to move them to my dining room, which has blue walls, and I think they'll pop a little better in there. So these curtains that I picked out are from the brand The Hues, and they are the custom Zoe faux linen room darkening curtains in the color Zoe/Angora, and they have the triple pinch pleat header, which is my favorite. I just feel like it looks so like fancy and luxurious, and I really like this color. When I was picking it out, I really wanted a color that was like a warm taupe color to kind of cozy up the room a little bit, and I feel like these are perfect. So like I said, these are from the brand The Hues, and they are actually the sponsor of today's video. Now The Hues is actually the custom home decor brand that has been rebranded from Nice Town's custom line. So they have over 20 years of experience in the window treatment field, and they have served over 10 million homes. And their vision is that they believe that everyone deserves to express their unique personality and creativity in their home without any limits, and that any color you have is your hue. So as you can see from these clips, the installation process is so easy and seamless. The curtains already came with their own pin hooks installed, so all I had to do was add curtain rings and then hang them up. Now these are custom made curtains, which is great because then you get to pick out the exact color you want, the fit, the thickness, the header, whatever you need to fit the specific needs of your rooms. And the customization process is really easy. All I did was I went in and measured my windows, and they actually have a measurement guide on their website, so that makes it really simple. And then you're able to go in and choose the color that you want, the liner type that you want, also the headers. And it was a super fast manufacturing process. I was actually surprised with how quick they came for being a custom curtain, and they are just beautiful, so beautiful. The color is even prettier than I could have imagined. And then for my son's room, I showed you guys in a recent video what his curtains in his room look like. This is my 6-year-old's room, and they just weren't the cutest, but they were functional. So with him, he had curtains in his room, but they weren't room darkening, and so he was waking up at the crack of dawn every day the second any sunlight came in his room. So what I did is I was like, okay, he definitely needs room darkening or blackout curtains. So I basically just found extras around the house that I wasn't using and put them in his room, and it worked perfectly. It was very functional, and he wasn't waking up early anymore, but it just didn't look the best. It obviously didn't match, and they were totally different. So I wanted to switch out his curtains as well. So for him, I actually got the custom Venetian linen blend room darkening curtain, and I got the color Venetian Natural. And this one is also a triple pinch pleat, and I love it. I feel like it looks so nice. It really brings the room together. I love the color, and oh, it is just It's such a good quality curtain, and the room darkening is perfect. So I feel like this totally transformed his room. So if you guys are interested, I will have the different curtains that we got for our house linked down below. And thank you so much to the Hughes for sponsoring today's video. So my mom was nice enough to come over to help me lift up my bed because I didn't want to wait until my husband was home from work. I wanted to get this over with now, and so thankfully my mom came over because I could not lift up the mattress and the box spring without her. And you know what? It wasn't as bad under here as I was expecting. There was some toys for sure. My 3-year-old loves to shove toys in between, like right underneath the headboard. There was also my whisk and my spatula that I had been looking for, but there was a ton of dust. So I'm glad I decided to do this because there was just so much dust that needed to come up. And you might be wondering why I'm taking a duster to the floor. The layer of dust was so thick that I just felt like I needed something to grip it up before I went in and vacuumed. I felt like there had to be like a multi-step process here. Now, as far as this rug goes, I don't love it anymore as well. Once again, everything is so white, but I'm also not going to spend money on a new rug. It works just fine. But my only issue is there is a stain like right in the front of the rug, in front of the dresser, and you can't really see it in this lighting in this video. But my 3-year-old had a bellyache one day and had a potty accident, and I'll leave that up to your imagination. And I've spent so much time disinfecting the spot, cleaning it, scrubbing it, and it's fully clean now. However, there is still a little bit of discoloration that won't come up no matter what I do with it. So I decided I was gonna go ahead and rotate the rug so that that spot was hidden under the bed. And I actually liked how this ended up turning out more than I thought I would. This rug is a little weird where when you're standing on one side of the rug and looking at it from one angle, it feels lighter and shinier, and then if you stand on the opposite side of the rug and look the other way, it's a little bit darker. So I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but in the beginning of the video, it was a lot lighter looking, and now that I rotated it around, now when you're standing by the bedroom door, the rug looks darker, and I think that's perfect because like I said, it was feeling a little too light and bright in here, so I actually really like how this turned out. Now this area has been driving me crazy forever, and I know it's under the bed and I couldn't even see it, so how is it driving me crazy? But there was a little edge that poked out by my nightstand, and it just always bothered me. And this is just the rug pad being slightly bigger than the rug. So I went and got some fabric scissors and cut it off, and it feels so much better just knowing that it's gone. I really like these lamps. They're from Amazon. A lot of the stuff in my room is from Amazon. The rug and the lamps, I'll try to link whatever I can, but I really, really like these. If you're wondering if you should do regular table lamps or sconces like this is our first time having sconces, and I love them. I feel like you get the light, but you can also kind of rotate it if you're reading in bed or you want the light to be facing a different way, and it doesn't take up any space on your nightstand. So we've had these for about a year now, and I really like them. They're not hardwired, they're just plugged in, and you know what, the cord is exposed, but it doesn't really bother me.
Cause baby, like, ooh, it's all another flower lane. The sun goes around the state,
So now we are moving on over to the kitchen. So as you can see, there's a bunch of stuff on the countertops. That's because I had just gotten home from Aldi, so I was doing a little bit of an Aldi grocery haul and unloading everything, and then that's when I got inspired to actually go in and give the pantry a really good deep clean before adding more food in there. I like to do this fairly often. I would actually say maybe like every other time that I get groceries, I kind of do a light cleaning of the area and, you know, make sure there's no expired food or, you know, anything like that in the pantry or the fridge. But today I wanted to give it a really good deep clean. I wanted to bring the chemicals out, wipe everything down. We have these wire shelves that are a little bit of a pain in the butt, and let me tell you, cleaning them took forever. I feel like I had to kind of wipe every individual little wire. But it feels good. It feels good that I wiped everything down. Now, something I've learned about myself is I cannot have a pretty pantry. And what I mean by that is I have been heavily influenced before by social media to buy all of those like clear containers and labels and jars and make everything look so pretty. I've even done pantry organization videos on my channel, and who knows, maybe I'll do one again in the future. But for this stage of life that I'm in, for some reason I could not maintain it. It's just not the way my brain works, and I found it being less functional for me because when I would get groceries, rather than just unloading the groceries into the pantry and they're all in their original packaging and I know when the expiration is, and when I use them up I just throw them away, it felt like so many extra steps, which it really isn't, but for me it did, I guess, because I would have to, you know, clean out the clear container or make sure the old stuff was at the top and then take the stuff from its original packaging and put it in said clear container and then write expiration date. And for some reason that was too much for me to handle. I don't know why it wasn't as functional for me. So for the last year or so, I've just kind of kept everything in its original packaging. I haven't worried about having, you know, anything really cute in here, and it's been a lot more practical for me. So one day I hope to have like a really pretty pantry again and have everything organized, but I don't know, I couldn't maintain it. Now, if you're wondering what I'm listening to while I do this, I am a huge audiobook girl. I hardly ever listen to music. I just listen to audiobooks. I love thrillers and I love romance, but I do prefer thrillers. I really like psychological thrillers and domestic thrillers where it has to do with like a husband and wife or a family. Pretty much any book with the name or the word wife or husband in it that's a thriller. I always love those. If you guys have any thriller recommendations, please leave them down below, because as I'm recording this voiceover, I feel like I'm in the biggest book slump. I have started so many audiobooks over the last week and just not been able to get into them. I feel like I can't find any good ones right now. So please leave me recommendations for books down below. Now this trash can is, well, I was gonna say it's on its last leg, but I guess I could just buy a new lid for it. The lid, actually, you know what? I think the actual component that would lift the lid up broke, so it won't work with a lid. Either way, it works fine. I don't want to buy a whole new trash can, but it definitely needed to be cleaned, so I wanted to go ahead and disinfect this. Okay, so that is the pantry. So obviously, like I said, it's not the prettiest, but super functional. It's been a couple weeks since I filmed this and we've kept it like exactly the same, so it works for our family. And it just feels good to know everything is clean and disinfected. Okay, so now what the game plan is for this section is basically taking everything off the counters and deep cleaning under it. And you know what? Some of the times I'm very like, most of the time I like to use more natural products and non-toxic, and it just makes my anxiety feel a little better, I guess. But I do believe that sometimes you really need to go in there with the harsh chemicals and whip out the Clorox and the Lysol and the bleach. So I was in the mood for that today. I felt like I really wanted to get in there and truly disinfect everything. So unfortunately, today, the day I decided to do this, I realized that I was all out of my disinfectant spray. So all I had left were these Clorox wipes, and I don't love these. I don't like the way they make my hands feel, which is why I wore gloves. And also they're just way more wasteful than using like a rag and a spray. But that's all I had today, and I wanted to get it done.
Like your smile in the morning, following the linings on your cheeks, 'cause baby in your absence life is boring.
I was trying to show you guys that I was watching one of Crystal Tara's YouTube videos. I love watching her. She does a lot of day in the lives, but they're very productive, and I just feel like she motivates me and like inspires me. I would love to know though what some of your guys' favorite YouTubers to watch are, because I feel like I'm kind of in a rut with YouTube and pretty much everything. Like I've been having a hard time finding books to listen to or shows to get into, and I really like watching YouTube, but I've been having a hard time with that too. I don't know. I feel like I would love some new people to watch. So any recommendations? I love obviously watching home decor and stuff like that, but I also just like watching like people's vlogs like Crystal Tara, but she does show home decor and like homemaking and stuff like that. So any recommendations, I would love for you to put them down below.
The light in your eyes tells me stories of life in a more perfect place where I wanna stay. It's easier to love when it's you by my side, shining through the cracks like the first morning light, feeling like a child through the days and the nights, living in your arms as years go by. It's easier to love, oh, oh, easier to love, oh, oh.
Now, if you've watched some of my recent videos, you might know that I have recently been in like a decluttering mode. I just want to get rid of a lot of stuff and have my home be more maintainable and easier, I guess easier to maintain. So one of the things I struggle with is wanting to decorate, but then also feeling like things are over decorated, especially on my countertops. So you'll notice here I had a cookbook that was on the counter. It was strictly just for decoration, and I decided, you know what, let me actually take it off. And I never thought to keep this space empty before. I think just because I don't have a backsplash and this outlet is right here. But you know what? I actually like it without the cookbook. I feel like it looks cleaner and more open. I do think I'll go ahead and switch that outlet cover up out to one that matches the wall a little bit better, but I'm liking it with less decor. Ooh, I thought I would show this. This is one of my favorite pieces of decor in my kitchen. I love this little planter thing, and it's actually a ceramic pot that I got from Goodwill for like a couple dollars. It was brown with some weird like design on it, and all I did is I mixed paint, like acrylic $1 paint from Walmart, with baking soda and painted it on here, and I think it looks so pretty. It's one of my favorite pieces. Have any of you guys watched the new Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders making the team show on Netflix? So I watched it, I like binged it in one day, I loved it. However, did anyone used to watch it when it was on CMT? So I know a lot of people are excited about the new Netflix show, but if you don't know, they had pretty much the same show. It was called Dallas Cowboys Cheerleaders Making the Team, and I believe it was on CMT, but I watch it every single year. It comes out like every year except for 2020, I believe, and there's so many seasons, and I actually think I preferred that show better than the one they put out on Netflix. It was just more of the tryout process, and I just really like that show. So if you enjoyed the Netflix one, make sure you look it up and watch like the past seasons that were on, like I said, I believe CMT, because I think that one was even better than the Netflix one. Now, something I was really excited for was my new mop. So I have wanted this mop for a while. I don't know why, I've just seen a lot of people use it on social media, and I kept adding it to my cart and then unadding it because I didn't want to spend the money because I'm like, oh, I already have mops. But I don't know. I finally had a gift card for Amazon, so I decided to get it. I love my mops that are like built in with the vacuum cleaners, and then I also have that really cheap one that I showed cleaning the pantry with, but I just really wanted one that was like an old-fashioned style of mop. However, this is a little cool because it does separate the dirty and the clean water. I just wanted one that I could really get in there. I could get the baseboards. You can use this on like your cabinets or your walls or whatever. So I was excited to use it, and I have to say I really like it. I've only used it once. However, it feels like it worked really well. And it also feels like it got the baseboards around my kitchen really well as well. When I dumped the water, I was actually pleasantly surprised with how the water wasn't that dirty. So that shows the mops that I've been using were still working well, because I've seen people where they've, you know, switched up their mop and then you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't been cleaning my floors correctly. This is dark brown. But it actually wasn't that bad. And I actually think I'm gonna go in here pretty soon and paint the grout lines in my kitchen. At one point I was curious if maybe the grout lines were just super dirty and not supposed to be this dark, but I went in and like scrubbed it and used a steamer, and it's definitely just this dark. It's not dirty. So I think I'm actually gonna go in and paint them. That was my original plan when we first moved into this house. I actually bought the grout paint, and I was gonna paint the grout lines pretty much the same color as the grout so that it looked a little less harsh in here, and I just never ended up doing it. So I still have that paint. So eventually I'm gonna go in here and paint them all, and I'll make a whole video on that. I feel like that'll be really fun and kind of transform the room a little bit. Now that is it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch one of my videos. Like I said, I have a lot more if you're, you know, looking for something else to watch. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, I would love for you to leave a comment and give this video a thumbs up. And I hope you all have an absolutely amazing day.